Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Jaya Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari. Yashodanandan Braj Jana Ranjana. Yashodanandan Braj Jana Ranjana. Jamuna Tira Banchari. Jamuna Tira Banchari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Gokula Nand, Radha Gokula Nand, Radha Gokula Nand Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, 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 Gurudev. Bolo Shri Shri Radha Gokulanand Bhagwan Ji ki, Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki, Gaura Nitai ki, Srila Prabhupada ki. So, welcoming all the people here, any listeners, any viewers, or online viewers. We're going to be having a Bhagavad Gita class on chapter 18, and a very technical verse. I may need you to assist me in understanding. Verse 18 and 19. So, sounds simple enough, but when we were trying to try and understand it, it's just quite a technical one, this one. So we'll try and read, and there is nothing that Srila Prabhupada can't or hasn't explained nicely in purports. So we will read from there. So just bear with me one moment. We will, as usual, recite the little bit of Sanskrit first. I tend to do mine Sanskrit in English. And then we'll talk about a bit of translation, purport, We'll say our prayers, remembering our Srila Prabhupada and my dearest Guru Maharaj, His Holiness Bhakti Charu Swami Maharaj, for their blessings, so that we can actually try and understand this and then apply it more importantly in our life. So here we are. So that it's there in English, and I'll just say it one time. And if you can repeat, great. If you can't repeat, then don't worry about it. So we'll just try our best. So, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Bhagavad Gita 18.8. Jnanam Geyam Parigyata Trividha Karma Chodana Karnam Karma Karteti Trividha Karma Sangraha. Thank you so much. Very kind. So, purport, translation by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki. Knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower are the three factors that motivate action. The senses, the work, and the doer are the three constituents of action. So, jnanam meaning knowledge, geyam meaning the objective of knowledge or the object of knowledge, parigyana is the knower of that knowledge, trividha, three means three, vidha means kind, karma, we all know karam means work, chodana is impetus, this is the important word here, impetus, and then karanam, the senses, karma again the work, karta the doer, iti thus, trividha of three kinds, karma of work, and sangraha the accumulation. So purport by His Divine Grace Srila Prabhupada ki jai. There are three kinds of impetus for daily work: knowledge, the object of knowledge, and the knower. The instrument of work, the work itself, and the worker are called the constituents of work. Any work done by any human being has these elements. Before one acts, there is some impetus which is called inspiration. Any solution arrived at before work is actualized is a subtle form of work. Then work takes the form of action. First, one has to undergo the psychological processes of thinking, feeling, and willing, and that is called impetus. The inspiration to work is the same if it comes from scripture or from the instruction of a spiritual master. When the inspiration is there, the worker is there. Then actual activity takes place by the help of senses, including the mind, which is the center of senses. The sum total of all the constituents of this activity are called the accumulation of work. So we'll do this one first, then we will move on to number 19. So welcome. Let's just do these prayers which we do to get our blessings of Panch Tattva and Guru Maharaj, and of course Srila Prabhupada, who is here. So, Om Jnanatimirandhasya Jnananjala Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadameyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurum Shri Utpad Kamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatham Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadhvetam Sadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakha Vitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radhas Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchange Gorangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamani Hari Priye Vanchakalpataru Bhrashcha Kripa Sindhu Bhevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Bhagavad Gita as it is key. Thank you so much again for your commitment to Srila Prabhupada and Shri Radha Gokulananda ji. You are here to hear Srimad Bhagavad Gita as it is, which is written by Srila Prabhupada there. So we just read the text 18 of chapter 18. And as you know, it's talking in there about the act. It's talking about, when we read purport, it nicely explains that before we can do anything, there needs to be impetus, right? That word chodana was used here. So what do we understand by impetus? Anyone? It doesn't matter if you can. Go on, Prabhuji.
The inspiration or the reason for doing something.
Yeah. So something that drives you to do something, right? So inspiration, like in here, they've explained the word, like they've said so there's three kinds of impetus for daily work: knowledge, objective knowledge, and the knower. And then they've mentioned about the constituents. So the sum total, it becomes work, right? But impetus, it says, is called inspiration. And what they said is any solution arrived at before work is actualized. Think about it, what they're trying to say. Any solution before the work is actualized. So before the work actually happens, the subtle form of work happens. In other words, the work takes the form of action. First, one has to undergo the psychological process of thinking, feeling, and willing. And that is impetus, right? So very nicely explained by Prabhuji. What's your name, Prabhuji? Shyamdas. Wow. So somebody who serves Shyam, obviously he's going to have all knowledge given by the mercy of Guru Maharaj and, Shri Radha Gokulananda ji. So would you say that it rings a bell? Would you agree with what is being said? Because say, for example, you want to go to gym. How does that work? Do you have to tell your mind, I may need to wake up really early in the morning or afternoon or whenever you want to fit in your work, right? Say you're going for a spin class. Do you have to psychologically tell yourself you need to get changed into your gym wear, right? You need to will yourself. Before it actually happens, what they're saying is that you have to be thinking it, feeling it. So actualization of the solution. So before, it's the same with any work that we do. So they're saying before one acts, there has to be some impetus. Is that your Your son, what's his name, Prabhu? Huh? Ria. So when... Riyan. Very nice. What does it mean then?
Little king.
Oh, wow. Little king is amongst us. So when the little king has been out playing and he wants to come home, are you the mother? Or the father? Whoever's there would want to make life easy for him, or he may be tired. You might want to... So the impetus is the love that you feel for the little king, right? You want to automatically think, I need to give water, I need to give food, he may be hungry, I need to change him, he might be sweaty, right? So similarly, in this verse, we have been explained the meaning of impetus. So Krishna is explaining to us the force. When you actually Google impetus as a word, it says the force or the energy with which body moves, or the incentive or stimulus or drive, like Prabhuji said, like anything that makes you do it, the force and the encouragement which results in that activity happening. So inspiration is there, the worker is there, and the actual activity, but it takes place with senses first, and then, including our mind, then that makes the action happen. When the action actually happens, the work actually happens, right? So, for example, like we all have different inspirations. Like, let's talk about Srila Prabhupada. I mean, he was in his ripe age, yeah? And what did he want to do? He's had his Guru Maharaj, Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Swami. He did not want to leave Vrindavan, and he had no reason to leave India. But the impetus was the instruction that his Guru Maharaj, his Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Swami, had told him that you go and preach. Because as you can know, we all live in this world, it's Kali Yuga. I don't want to generalize people. They're very, very generous, very nice people as well, but equally there is opposite as well in this world. So when Srila Prabhupada came here or wanted to preach to us to fulfill his Guru Maharaj's desire, that was only because he was simply following his Guru Maharaj's instruction. So he left everything in India. In a month long, in a cargo ship, he came to give us. Now, it's thanks to him that I am able to sit here and talk about Bhagavad Gita. Prabhuji's got a name, Shamdas, right? Beautiful name. We have beautiful deities here. So, what was him impetus? He'd promised, or he just wanted to fulfill his Guru Maharaj's instructions. Similarly, we all have different impetus for doing things. Like, if you are coming here, you might be inspired by something else. I am here, and I remember when my Guru Maharaj was on this planet, I really wanted to learn all the artis, just so that when Maharaj was around, I could sing. It's like not a clear, good motive. You should be doing things without, they say, isn't it, Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. So everything and anything we do, ideally we're supposed to do without thinking of a benefit for ourselves, or it should be only in the mood of bhakti, where you don't want anything back because it's not business. But in my mind, I had newly initiated, I wanted to learn all the artis, I wanted to impress Guru Maharaj, I wanted his attention, like a child would learn something and come and tell parents. So everybody has different inspiration as to what they want to do. So then slowly, I've come into Krishna consciousness. So, it's very simple that once you have the inspiration, then we ought to have the object of knowledge. Who should be our object of knowledge then? What is center of attraction here? Why are you all here today? Do you want to tell me? What's your name? Kalyan. Why are you here?
For peace of mind.
Yeah, but by doing what would you be having peace of mind? Yeah, but who have you come to see here today? Yes. So you've come to have darshan of Krishna. So your senses are going to get peaceful when they come in association of, yes? So the object of knowledge, so your senses are, we have 5 senses, knowledge acquiring senses and so on. So one of your senses and your ears, so hearing and eyes have come to be surrendered to beautiful Shri Radha Gokulananda ji here, right? And this young man, I'm always so impressed by the king. I always say to him, how lucky is his mom and what she's achieved. He's such a young lad. His name is Pandavarjana. He come from Mayapur, Prabhu, right? All the way from Mayapur. And he's such a creative. When he does his offerings to Shri Radha Gokulananda, I don't know what his impetus is. Who he wants to impress, obviously Shri Radha Gokulananda ji. But he does it from very deep within his heart. Because he wants to serve the beautiful fruits in whichever way. So we all have different things, but as long as we remember who is object of our knowledge. They say you can have so many knowledge, which is what we're going to go into another verse now in number 19. And in there they're talking about 14th chapter, they talked about 3 modes of material nature, and they were elaborately described. And then in there they talked about knowledge. Knowledge can be in 3 different modes as well. So does anybody know, besides Sham Prabhuji, what are the 3 modes of material nature? Because you understand we are all in material nature. A lot of times we don't want to do something, but it happens. Yes? Does it ring bell with everyone? Why is that? Because we've got modes of material nature. We are influenced by that. 3 gunas. Which ones are those? Satoguna? Satogun? Yes. Satogun, Rajagun and Tamagun or Tamsi. So that can be categorized, and that's the material nature for you. So sometimes we have all the good intention that I want to go there and do this. And then you get distracted by something. Or when you wake up in the morning, you think, I'm going to be so good. I'm not having a chocolate cake today. And guess what happens later on? If you're anything like me, I resolve I'm going to be really good, and it doesn't work sometimes. And that's all to do with these modes of material nature, which is binding in this material world. Krishna is not bound by any of those. Nirgun. Somebody who's not going to be affected by this, because he's a spiritual being. But we are all material beings, but we have spirituality inside us, so spiritual spark inside us. And hence the reason you get peace, because when you come and see Krishna, the little part of that spirituality you have feels content that you have come to the original Father, the original seed-giving Father. And automatically your mind is peaceful. You want to do things, you all automatically want to do good things. So this is it, the mode of goodness. So we can have knowledge, for example. That's also in 3 folds. It can be in mode of goodness. It can be in mode of passion. And it could be in mode of ignorance. So then when we actually try and want to know the object of our knowledge, right? The knower of this knowledge and the work. So all of these things can, because of all of that, the actual activity takes place, and you can actually direct your senses and your mind into fulfilling that wish that you want to fulfill. Like you have attended temple here today, right? And the plan is Krishna's plan. Now you don't know you probably didn't Google to see what was Bhagavad Gita verse they're going to be teaching. Rest is Krishna's plan. What he wants you hearing, what he wants you, who he wants you to meet, how he gives you his lasting impression. that you also want to come next time again because you feel so peaceful at heart, right? So again, you'll have, and this is why we always say that, worship, he is object of our worship, and we can work towards, and we can actually engage all our senses towards working for Krishna, right? So we often say this in Chaitanya Charitamritam. There is like a verse, very common verse, most of you guys probably would know. It says, it's in Madhya Leela 19:151, and it says, Brahmananda Brahmite Kona Bhagyavan Jiva Guru Krishna Prasade Pai Bhakti Lata Bij. So when you want to do something, it's only like in this whole this material world, we've been roaming around for so long, but only that particular jiva who is bhagyavan, who is lucky, what do they get? They get Guru Krishna Prasade Pai. So they get prasad in the form of Guru, from Guru or Krishna. What is the prasad? Bhakti Lata Bij. Yeah? So bhakti is such a thing that the complete knowledge that they're talking about, you can have knowledge in mode of goodness, where you're going to say the light is, or the knowledge is illuminating. It makes you wise, right? But the knowledge, why you have knowledge, is not because we want to become a big scholar or anything. What happens with knowledge? These two, we start off with tat shrunu, they say, isn't it? Like, starts with hearing. Before you saw Krishna, you could only make sense of that when you knew what Krishna is all about. How he is Bhagwan, how he is, what his qualities are, what is his potency, why is he called Bhagwan, what qualities he possesses, right? So we need to use the three modes of material nature. Satogun, you would have thought. So what is better? Satogun is better than mode of passion. Yes? Mode of passion, or Rajagun, like we call it, that is better than mode of ignorance. Why? Because in ignorance, one feels laziness, one feels, oh, I don't want to do anything, indolence, ignorance, all of that is mode of ignorance. When you are passionate about something, you are still getting the knowledge, but it's more fruitive in knowledge. Or if I do this, I will gain this. Or materialistic point of view, right? But in mode of goodness, the knowledge is basically, it opens your eyes to the light of knowledge. That knowledge which would help you to make your this life worthwhile, because only you can, nobody else can extricate you guys from here to the transcendental world, unless and until you have the impetus, you have the inspiration to find out for yourself what is the path I need to take that would assist me in somehow or the other in transcending these three modes. Because we talked about modes are binding. Even though it can be given, say we can give an analogy. Say if there is a bird in the, we are compared to a bird in, what is the English for pinjara? Anyone know? Cage. So we are like in a cage, yeah? Now if the cage is of gold, gold is very expensive now, right? Even this amount of gold or gold chain, very, very expensive. But would you like it if I actually caged you up in a cage? Or tie you up with a gold chain? It's gold, right? Would you like to be bound by that? What do you think, Prabhuji? Would you like it? If I bound you with maybe silver, it's slightly less cheaper. No, no one likes it, isn't it? And what to speak of bronze or iron or anything else. So similarly, these gunas, they are mode of, goodness, passion and ignorance is there to bind us. However, none of those are something that we want to be remain in. Why? Because in the end, it's a chain. It's binding in this world. What we want to do is we want to actually transcend these modes. Because when we transcend this mode, like there is a platform called Brahma Bhuta, there is verse as well, Brahma Bhuta Prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. So there is one platform we want to transcend from, say, if you imagine there was ignorance, passion, goodness, and here you have got on the top transcendence or Krishna world. Now with Krishna world, there is no modes of material nature. Everything that is there is eternal, Satchid Anand. So the knowledge that we want is or should be Satchid Anand. And it's only Krishna who is eternal. Sat, Chit means the knowledgeable, and then bliss. That knowledge which will give you bliss, right? So Satchid Anand is that knowledge. So we want to associate with Krishna because we know that's the knowledge we're going to get. And that knowledge is eternal. So when we become part of something eternal, what do you think, how would we feel? If we are part of something blissful, do you think we'll feel happy? Shri Shri Radha Gokulanand Bhagwan Ji ki. Shri Shri Sita Ram Lakshman Hanuman Ji ki. So going on to verse 19, if I just recite that as well, that you can actually see what, why we feel good when we are in the company of Shri Shri Radha Gokulananda. So this verse goes like this: Jnanam karma cha karta cha trividha guna bhedata prochyate guna sankhyane yatha vrichin tatshrunu yatcha shrunu tanya api. So what it's saying is jnanam, knowledge, karma, work, karta, worker, trividha, of three kinds, guna bheda, in terms of different modes of material nature, prayochate, are said, guna sankhyane, in terms of different modes. So tat shrunu, tat, or maybe shrunu is here, all of them. So according to three different modes of material nature, there are three kinds of knowledge: action and performance of action. Now hear them from me. So there's three kinds of everything. So you can put your mind to it, because we are bound by material modes and we can only come out of it if we want to transcend these modes. We need to get into the company of someone who is eternal, who is not bound by these modes. Only then we can. So here it's saying in purport, His Divine Grace says in 14th chapter, the three divisions of mode of material nature were elaborately described. In that chapter, it was said that the mode of goodness is eliminating. We talked about this. Mode of passion is materialistic, and mode of ignorance is conducive to laziness and indolence. All the modes of material nature are binding. They are not sources of liberation. We talked about this. Because if we actually get bound by something in this world, then that's not liberating for us. We want something that liberates our mind, that liberates us from fear, that liberates us from anxiety, that liberates us from death, old age, disease, and death and birth. So for those things, it says in 17th chapter, the different types of worship by different types of men in different modes of material nature were described. In this verse, Lord says that he wishes to speak about the different types of knowledge, worker and work itself, according to three modes of material nature. So that's what Krishna is trying to tell us about, this particular verse. So all we need to do is have our association with something that is not of this material nature. Whilst we are living in this material nature, if we are in company of something which is not of this material nature, automatically we would feel that that is fine, that, it's going to somehow or the other assist us. So there is a very nice verse in Srimad Bhagavatam, where Sukdev Goswami was instructing, and he was telling about a king. So he says, it goes like this: Tasmad Sankirtanam Vishnu Jagan Mangalam Amhasam Mahatam Api Kauravya Vidhi Ajkantika Nishkritam. And then he continues, my dear king, the chanting of holy names can eradicate even the reactions of greatest sins. And therefore, this is the movement, is the most auspicious activity, and that we should take it seriously. So this Krishna conscious movement is always talking about one thing: chant Hare Krishna, eat prasad, dance to Hare Krishna's tone, because you then dancing for Krishna. You go to clubs, you dance there as well for your own pleasure. When you see here in the morning, if you switch on YouTube and you put, Hare Krishna Temple, Watford, and Manor, you'll see there are people dancing first thing in the morning. Why? Because they are actually doing that action we talked about, the knower, someone who is gay, meaning the knower, the one who is object of knowledge, and the worker. When we are all of us in the morning getting together here to dance for Krishna, right? So you are using all your senses, your mind, your work, your action to please Lord Krishna. And you're associating with his divine, his devotees, and obviously his divine grace, Srila Prabhupada. And they have mentioned in there that the only auspicious thing in this world is just that verse that I read you. Sukadev Goswami has stated in there that the chanting of this holy name can eradicate even the greatest of the reactions of the greatest of the sins. So we all know that any action we do, what is there? There is always an equal and opposite reaction. Even that's said in the science, right? So here as well is the same. So when we do any of these actions where we have kept just ourselves in the center, then those actions are not going to be liberating for us. Because those actions are going to be binding us, because we're doing it for our own benefit. But when we actually keep Krishna in the center of every activity, then automatically that we would feel that, it's for a higher cause. And automatically you'll have the mercy of Krishna. Because what happens when we do something nice for, say, Mother's Day is coming now, right? Those of you who are fortunate enough to have your mothers would be doing something to please your mom. When mom gets pleased, what happens? She gives you blessings. She feels indebted. So similarly, Krishna also feels indebted when he goes to the extent of being controlled by his devotees. So when we get ourselves out from this mode of goodness, passion, ignorance, and we come to this transcendental, or we transcend these modes, we come to this transcendental world, that's when he feels, I don't know, but we can see it from the great examples of Arjun. Arjun was a devotee of Krishna, but actually Krishna's working for him. Yes? So Krishna gets bound by our love for him. And he gets he gives the control of his heartstrings to the devotee. Look, Radharani, she is the greatest devotee. She is the one who's controlling Krishna, right? How? She's not forced him to do anything. He's all powerful, he's all beautiful, he's all rich or wealthy, he's all renunciate. Who can control somebody like that? He's all full strength he has. But Radharani, with just her unlimited love, but love which is not the love which is not selfish. When you choose to do things, good things for others, even in this world, you can try it, you feel good about it yourself. But if you do something with some sort of meaning or benefit for yourself, then you wouldn't even feel that good about it yourself, because you know it's like a transaction, it's not like a real love, right? So this is the important thing, that somehow or the other we need to come to a platform where we can actually all somehow or the other take it up to Krishna consciousness that Srila Prabhupada came here to give us in his ripe old age without any motive. People used to say to him, oh, there's so many sadhus, or why you come? And he said, I haven't come here to beg anything from you. I have come here to give you something. So now we have gems in form of his books. We have gems in forms of his lectures. And Prabhuji, what else? We got so many things now. And Prabhuji is one of the, sannyasis, one of the brahmacharis here. And they have immense knowledge. So all we need to do is, if you've got any questions, you can come and ask here. You can pick up Prabhupada's book, any books. And if you find it difficult to read, or you feel that, you need some help, then they have classes. They have something called School of Bhakti. Who's heard about School of Bhakti? They do courses on Sunday. They do all courses even on online. So you don't even need to be here in person if you can't come. So if the impetus is there, we were talking about 1818 and 1819. And in there, Krishna's telling us about inspiration, impetus. So you need to have that driving factor inspiring you to try and do something for yourself in this life, because who knows next life what we're going to be. Are we going to be human? Are we going to have this body? Are we going to have a brain that's going to work for us? Who knows? No one. So please make most of this life by picking up these books, because this book is not just a Bhagavad Gita. I mean, Bhagavad Gita is nectarian anyway, but this is even more so because it's saying Bhagavad Gita as it is. And it's got, when you open it, it's got things in Sanskrit, and it's got things in English. It's got explanations in translations. In purports, Srila Prabhupada's tried to explain to us everything. Yeah? So please make your object of your knowledge to be the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Please engage your senses in trying to use what He's given you. He is the seed-giving Father, as we know. He is our original Father. Yes? So try and see what we can do to help ourselves so that we don't continuously keep going through this cycle. We are born today, we'll die tomorrow. In between, we'll have, old age, diseases, suffering, because this is dukhalayam ashashvatam. So if we want to go to transcendental world, there is no old age, there is no death, because we said eternity. The knowledge that He gives us is Satchid Anand. So would we try? What do you think? I'll finish off here, and I'll see if you got any questions or any comments to make. Any queries? Any comments? Anything you feel you need to ask? So any promises you want to make me? Who's been chanting here? I know Prabhuji does lots of chanting or like Hare Krishna Mala. Yes, everybody knows there's bead bag, there's chanting to be done? No? So Prabhuji, you can see this Prabhuji afterwards. He'll tell you, you'd be able to take a bead bag, beads, and then there is little booklet or there is little card which tells you mantra, because you need to give yourself peace. Yes, that's what most people come to temple for. You want to get yourself away from anxiety. Yeah? So you'd be able to do that, and you can just, learn to do chanting. And it only takes 5 to 7 minutes to do one full round of 108 beads. And it's Tulsi beads, so when you place it in your hand and you do it automatically, half of more than your anxiety and all these things go away. Yeah? So who knows about how you can learn more from these books? Has everybody got Bhagavad Gita as it is in their house? No? What's your name? It's tradition that we call everyone here Mataji or Pitaji. Although you are very younger than me, probably like my daughter or granddaughter, but I'll still call you. This is just a form of respect. Please don't take offense. And I'll call you Prabhuji, even though you like my son. But what's your name then, please? Shweta? So, why do you not have a Bhagavad Gita at your home?
I do have it back at home, not here.
Oh, okay. So where are you from?
India.
Oh, okay. So you've got one in India, but not here. That's absolutely fine. But do you more importantly read it?
I haven't gone through all.
Okay. Okay. But this is meant to be our book, right? So can you promise that you will try, and when you go back, or you can start here, they have for £3 in a small books, or even on your phones, you can have Veda Base, download the app. You have all of Srila Prabhupada's books there at the touch of your hand. There's so many lectures of Srila Prabhupada. Where there is will, there is, what do we say? Right. So will you do that? And what are you going to do, Prabhuji, to make promises? Seeing you haven't got any questions, I just need to take this opportunity to ask, what can you promise me?
During COVID time, I tried to read that Bhagavad Gita, so I read almost same, but I could not able to complete it. Now we'll start it again.
You'll start it again. And then if you have any questions, Srila Prabhupada's made a whole world one household in a way. Any country, any city you're in, there'll be an ISKCON there. Please go visit that. Ask anybody the question from there, who they'd be able to assist you. Failing that, there's so many lectures on YouTube. We see all sorts of trash as well. So why not use at least maybe an hour a day? Yeah, that's not difficult. We spare 1 hour to do chanting, reading, or anything like that. Because those spiritual activities are then going to give you insight into how you're going to go back to Godhead. This is what I used to think like. I remember first time somebody said to me, oh, there's 3 modes of material nature. And I thought, okay, great. I can just do Sattvagun and that'll be great. And then I heard, oh no, Sattvagun is also binding. So we need to transcend that. And I was so shocked thinking, how does that work? And then they started talking about prayojana, what is the goal of your life? And I was thinking, how do I know what is goal of my life? How would I ever know, even if I want to do something about it? And then slowly, when you have these questions, when you want to do something, Krishna would make some sort of arrangement. I'm not saying I know everything, but I know where to find answers to the questions now, right? You just need some sort of guidance from someone, and you'll see there's gurus, there's Shiksha gurus, there's so many people who can help you. Yes, Prabhuji?
There's a Prabhupada festival on Saturday.
Yes? Yeah. So please come on Saturday. What time is it from, Prabhuji? 10 to 2. So there'll be obviously Srila Prabhupada's festival. So there'll be prasad and there'll be talks. There'll be, I think maybe sometimes they even have not theater, but the dramas and all sorts of things. But those are dramas with a difference, because you end up learning things from it. It's not just any Bollywood or any trash, anything like that. We also learn from all sorts of things. So please don't get me wrong. But yeah, please inspire yourselves to try and come and find out what the real knowledge is. Because all the other knowledge that we are accumulating here, guess what's going to happen to it? When we leave, what's going to happen? Are we going to be able to take my knowledge of my geological or botany that I studied 30 years ago? If I'm a doctor, would I be able to carry that knowledge with me? And what good is it going to be for me over there? If I can't liberate myself from this world which is binding, this material world. And we can be living in material world. Prabhupada's given a formula in there as to how you can still be living in this world, but you can still be not of this world. But the impetus, the inspiration needs to come from within you. Please find that today, tomorrow, by taking up, even if you can't do anything else because of your health, please take some beads and you can just do Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. And that you do 108 times and that becomes one round. And if you do 16 of those, automatically your heart would start feeling purified. You'll be hearing when you're chanting these words, slowly, you will make progress. Because if you don't make progress, we don't feel the enthusiasm. What happens? If there is a running water and there is no escape for it, it becomes like a stagnant water. Yeah, if there is no new water, fresh water into it. Is that what we want? Our knowledge to become stagnant? Something that doesn't inspire us? Think how big a world there is for you to find out. You know, if you get into the spirituality, I promise you, you will not lose any of your material things. You'd only lose things that people don't want, like lust, anger, greed. Getting angry is not good for you, is it? So that would automatically help your health, which is what it's all about these days, right? So please, my appeal to you guys, and try and do whatever you can. Just come and say hello to Krishna. Just pay your pranams, Dandavad pranams to Krishna. Come and see the devotees who are here. Come and do some help. They have plenty of places. So if you're one of those people who not want to be scholarly and don't want to learn from just, academics and studies, you can come and do service. Devotional service is what Srila Prabhupada's emphasized on, and Krishna gives us devotional service as a result. So any service you start doing and you offering it to Krishna, that will become your devotional service. You can start at your home, have a little picture of Krishna. These two little children can take a little bit of water and place it in front of Krishna. In hot summer day, do you like to have water? So he's our father. If they have something, you are very thirsty, they don't ask you, you would feel, yeah? On Mother's Day, when all the children are giving gifts, it's not like they've gone on to buy something or gone on to earn money. It's not about that, is it? It's just the feeling that my son or daughter have bought me this as a present. And that Krishna would realize as well, that your love is there for him. You don't want anything in return, but you just want to please Krishna for just who he is, so we can associate with him. And hopefully in this lifetime, we can actually get ourselves out of this materialistic ways of living. So I'll say Bhagavad Gita as it is ki. Thank you all for coming. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna. Thank you so much.
You singing?